guys, the firebenders, they invaded the airbenders and they killed them. So
Nice.
Hey,
yes,
big spoiler alert, right?
yeah.
Yeah, for a show that's been out for 20
I think
years.
they
For
claim they've
for
killed the Avatar. Okay, that's all I can say.
yeah, especially for a war that's been going on for 100, you know.
Yeah, well, you know what they say. Oh God, guys, my throat hurts. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Oof.
Um,
Of all nights for this to happen, man. Come on, really?
yeah, I don't know.
Reed is finally going to be answering for his crimes.
Reed did this to me specifically. Okay,
It's only up to you, audience, to see if the punishment fits the crime of Reed.
don't worry, it will.
Yeah.
So,
Do-do-do,
there we go.
do-do-do-do.
And then, um,
Mhm.
a different title. Let's see.
If you
Drake.
want, you can change the title to Jake. So.
That's too late. No, no, we are not made for kids. Okay, we are not kid safe. Okay, if you're a
Yeah.
parent overlooking your child and you're like, and you're like, is this safe for my child to watch? We are not. Okay, we talk about
Yep.
we talk about the real issues that grown adults face, like 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 mutants. And
Mhm.
honestly,
The thumbnail shall already alert you as to what you're in for. And no, this ain't no wooden gun, by the way. So.
there ain't no rest for the wicked. Okay,
Mhm.
but yeah, I mean, anybody got anything they want to report other than
Okay.
that being the greatest film of all time? You know,
All right. Yeah. Good to go. All right. Ready, guys?
Yeah.
Okay. Welcome to Comic Fanatic Live. You're here with me, Cryptid Seeker 415. Go watch One Love instead of Madam Web. There you go.
and you are with me, Jake Tylenol, the one, the only. Unless if there's another one out there, and then I will kill you.
Mhm.
That's it.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to know. Don't try to pose, or I will kill you. That's it.
Yeah.
Hmm?
Ace Comics, Austin. I want to go after Witch next time.
Wow. Anyways, I'm Richter, also known as the Witch of Jotunheim, pronouns they, he, and I'm ready to talk about the gays, the monsters, and the gay monsters. Let's go.
Together,
Yo.
together we form the Fanatics, and this week we're going to be talking about comics only. All right. So if you guys
Just
are
Mhm.
comics only today, guys.
comics only, so
Yeah.
if you're looking for that movie goodness, get the hell out of here. All right. See you next week. All right.
We're here to talk about really, real, serious comic talk, audience.
Just
Listen,
comics this time around.
listen, we ain't your granddad's comic book podcast. All right. We're a whole different
Mhm.
breed.
Yes, sir.
But you know, which
Okay.
I hear that might be able to come along and talk to us on social medias. Is that true? Is that a real
That
thing?
is true because first of all, you can subscribe to the YouTube channel because that's where you're gonna get all the lovely videos, both edited and these live streams. So just keep that in mind. You can also, at the moment, you can also just follow us on Twitter at Comic Fanatic 69. That's where most of the stuff is going to be posted. Most of
Mm.
the updates. Because yeah, why not? And if you want to follow me, your boy, you can follow me on Twitter at Witch of Jotun with an E instead of a U because because I said so. And also, if you want to follow me on TikTok and Instagram, you can follow me at witch underscore of underscore Jotunheim because I do post things on there sometimes. And also, keep an eye out for a very cool thing I'm doing potentially. So keep an eye out on the Twitters and the Instagrams and the TikToks.
Hey.
You know, and while we're at it, I just want to say that Terry Silver is a crazy man. Okay, I'm just saying, dude, it's crazy.
There's a reason why the actor chose to retire from acting for a good long number of years, all right? Like,
Listen, I mean, like, listen, I was already watching Karate Kid 3, and like, bro, this dude was like insane. Like, like I don't it's like it's the most unhinged villain I've ever seen in any film.
He was high on weed, man. He literally stated that in Cobra Kai. Like, I jacked off to terrorizing a teenager, for God's sake.
You jacked off to who?
Oh, sorry, no, it's not jacked off. Sorry, he got his thrills. Sorry.
Yeah, that was like the whole scene where like he exposed himself to Danny. I was like, bro, this would be terrifying. I would never want to fight after this. Bro. It's like the scariest shit a kid would ever have to deal with. You know.
Yep. Gotcha. Anyway, all right, guys. With that, we should probably get on with the discussion, and I'll start us off with something that could lift everybody's spirits. Captain America, number 6.
Giving us a little bit of freedom to start off the night.
Yeah. Fill you guys all up in American spirit and all that. Okay, but anyway, this is the finale of this arc, and I don't know if you guys remember, but like, the way this story, these books have been structured is that, you have several pages dedicated to the past and several pages dedicated to the present. So, and it just keeps going back and forth, back and forth. So I'm just going to talk about the present battle first. You have the emissary who's being possessed by this demonic spirit, right? Like a demon that just wants to cause chaos into the world by instigating these like nexus points. Like he knows how to cause this one event or this one killing that'll domino effect into a worldwide panic or whatever, or the spreading of chaos. So he's trying to do that at this World Summit meeting, and that's when Captain America comes in to stop him. But the thing about the emissary is Cap can't land any damage on him. This guy's like immune to damage. You guys ever watch that? No, you guys ever play Kingdom Hearts 2, where you're first fighting off against Hades?
Yeah.
Like, yep, that. Like where you literally can't you can't harm him whatsoever. All blows are just negated. This and that. It's not looking good for Cap. You have like the demon talking through the emissary, like let me see, Cap is asking like, what did these people ever do to you? And the emissary is like, it's not what they have done, it's what they will do. It's what people like you have done, Cap. You did something to stop a global catastrophe long ago. I made the mistake of letting you live. Not this time, Cap. This time your soul is mine. It's like, oh shit.
Oh, so you the villain from Madam Web?
I guess you want to fuse him with
me, so I guess I didn't kill you now.
Well, this comic came out before Madam Web, so who's copying off of who?
I don't know. I refuse to believe the writers put in effort, so I'm assuming they copied off of Captain America, I guess.
Gotcha. But anyway, like, things are not looking for Cap. Like, even the Fire Blast emissary is shooting at Cap. Like, this is magic based, so it's just heating up Cap's shield. So, like, Cap just can't fight this whole match through. That's when the doll head of Doctor Strange that Cap has been carrying comes up with an idea, right? He actually brings in the Eye of Agamotto and places it within the center of Cap's shield. And I'm like, damn,
Wait. What do you mean he just brings in the Eye of Agamotto?
He creates an incantation, and the Eye of Agamotto just comes out of the Sanctum Sanctorum, like Mjolnir style, and just comes up and plants itself in the center of Cap's shield.
See, Strange is a fraud.
This is a doll version of Strange. Keep in mind, this is like Strange is too busy dealing with some outer worldly stuff, so he has like these little dolls that he gives to heroes, kind of like his version of an answering machine. If they need any problems solved magic wise, and Strange is too busy, they refer to these dolls.
This is why Doctor Doom is better.
Oh well. Well, we'll save that conversation for the next competition between Doom and Strange. But anyway, I kind of like the little humor in this. Cap is like a little bit hesitant on having this little eye insignia in the center of his shield, and then the Stephen Strange doll is like saying, "Have you seen the back of the dollar bill lately?" Good points. But anyway, this is basically like a Holy Cross going up against a vampire situation, where now the shield is toxic towards the emissary. Emissary is feeling all the blows. Fight. Cap now has a fighting chance. Eventually, the fight gets drawn out, and eventually, Cap is able to defeat the emissary to the point of using his shield to actually perform an exorcism on the emissary and killing the demonic spirit that's possessing him. Really cool fight, and that's where I'm going to leave off in the present story. Now, in the past, right, this is where the real meat of this whole arc has been. You have Steve Rogers still in a scrawny state. He's with the mafia trying to stop the Nazis, right? Because the Nazis' big plan was to host a Nazi rally in Madison Square Garden, but also set off a bomb during the assembly and speech. That this would be done in a way so that if the world sees that their summit has been blown up, then the United States will more likely sway their allegiance to the Nazi side of things. So,
That's how it's done,
so
though.
yep. So, needless to say, while the Nazis are giving their speech, Cap, who's already winded as it was before coming into the fight, right? They're able to stop the Nazis. They end up possessing the vehicle that has the bomb, but it's built like a tank right now, right? And they are only able to smash the windows, but the bars are still there, and they need to get rid of this car ASAP because it could detonate at any given moment. But it's at this stage where Steve is the only one who volunteers to drive the car because he's the only one scrawny enough to slide in through the bars. And he does know how to hotwire a car because when he was working in car washing, sometimes the owners of the vehicles forget to leave the keys. So he had to train himself on how to jumpstart cars, this and that. So yeah.
Indeed.
Hmm. Hey, you'd be surprised at the skills you pick up in whatever job you get.
I feel
But
like that's just there to explain him stealing that car in the '90s movie.
oh well, in the movies they did. Steve did say it's not the first time he hotwired a car in Captain America 2. Remember?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. But anyway, as the Nazis are giving their speech, you have Steve driving as fast as he can with this truck because he doesn't know when it's going to blow up. But the thing is, he just needs to drive it off the bridge into the water, right? Which he ends up doing, and his last thoughts were, "I'll see you soon, Mom." And damn, this is basically kind of like simulating. You remember at the end of Cap One where Steve boldly sacrifices himself on that ship to crash land into the ice. I think this is what the writer was trying to imply by driving the car off the bridge into the water. And when this car is being submerged with water, Steve was passing out up until he remembered the conversation he had with his landlord, concerning his mom. How Steve didn't want to bring this up to his mom, but he did know that she was always watching him from behind as he would always go off to school and always would wait for him and this and that. She was a strong, stubborn young woman, and she never backed down from anything. And this is kind of like what gave Steve the motivation to actually stand up, right? So he actually narrowly escapes the vehicle. Fortunately, he kind of gets caught in the explosion. Next thing you know, he wakes up in the hospital 3 days later, and oh man, this was actually a pretty heartbreaking scene Steve is saying, look, I can't be here. I can't afford this. And the doctors are saying, it's okay, Mr. Rogers. Mr. Lansky, the head of the mafia that Steve was working with, he's paying for all your medical bills, but you have more pressing matters of concern right now, Mr. Rogers. You see, while you were in bed, we looked over your body. You've always been in declining health for a very long time. And the ordeal you just went through, mixed together with the fact that you were in a polluted water system that just avoided the aftershock of an explosion. Even when we found you in the shores overnight, this did nothing but accelerate the declining health of your body. Mr. Rogers, it's in our estimation, you probably don't have much time left.
I call bullshit.
Maybe 5 years at most. Ooh.
I don't see why you add this to his mythos.
I think it just adds a little bit extra spice to it,
Yeah, but they're pulling a Marvel. They're really gonna pull a Marvel
It makes it more
Rogers.
It makes it less satisfying that he feels like he needs to go through this whole procedure when it's just actually it saved my life. It was selfless, and that's oh no, he had to do this or he was gonna die.
Nah, I think what he is he wants to enlist to spend his last moments on Earth trying to help, no matter what.
But Austin is saying that it did save him, though, so it did feel like it was more like a cop out as opposed to him just doing it just because, why the fuck not?
I'll wait for the next issue to see what it is, because as it stands, the original story was that Steve wanted to join to help in stopping the Nazis, right? So if they could keep that motivation, he knows he doesn't have that much long to live, but dang it, he's gonna make these last few years count in helping his country, however way he can, So this is when Steve, he's coughing. The doctor's here, take this. He gives him a little handkerchief, telling him, I'll get a nurse to you. As Steve continues to cough, that's when you see outside the building, there's an assassin in the building across from them who's being instructed by that demonic spirit from the present story, right? He's saying, for the crimes of interfering with Operation Garden, I shall shoot you in the name of my Lord. And that's when the demon just tells the assassin, no, Ralph. If you kill him now, the bullet will only end his suffering and make him a martyr. I wish to do neither. Let him live. Let him live.
Let this guy know that we don't care.
Let him live these last few years in pain, in suffering, as a weak, feeble man he is, alone, irrelevant. Let him die as an unknown. And that's when you see Steve,
He's a loser.
Huh?
I think the guy's a loser.
Oh, the demon?
Yeah, for this point of view, it's he says this, and then he takes it 5 years later. He's oh, he lived. Where the hell is he?
I know.
He just waits around.
The demon is motherfucker, people, are you kidding me?
I had
thought.
This what would he be a martyr of if he killed him? What?
I don't want to get you. You don't even know the hell you are.
No, I guess it would be someone like Lansky, the head of the mafia, would be telling stories about how Steve Rogers sacrificed himself to stop a bombing in New York,
I guess.
Bro, I'll tell you that this guy's playing ass.
No, I just want to see the reaction of this demon. Dang, I had one shot to kill Rogers.
Rather than killing him right away, come back in a week when everyone's forgotten about it, and then kill him, and then natural causes, that shit, accident.
No. He wants the pain and suffering to be what kills Rogers.
get
I don't
that.
want. I don't want peace. I don't want to end his suffering. I want his suffering to last until his deathbed. You know.
I get how improbable it was that he was gonna get a super soldier serum that would magically fix all his disease. I'm just saying, like, why doesn't she just like, I don't know, torture him yourself? I don't, what do you,
Yeah, at least keep my eye on him.
Maybe this demon was like so embarrassed by his negligence at this decision that he's like, oh my god, you know what? I'm not going to do anything for another 70 years. I'm just so beat by. I could have killed the greatest hero in the world. Damn it. You know.
To be honest, he'll probably like, you know what? He'll probably, you know what? He's dead. Whatever. I'm done. I'm just gonna go.
No.
And then Captain America decided to come back.
No, probably like the demon will be like saying, "Oh, this guy's like 6 foot tall, muscular. Like he cannot possibly have been that scrawny guy I last saw on his deathbed." Like you know.
This guy kind of big.
Hmm.
He'll get that 7 in
oh,
it.
that's the guy, Steve Rogers.
Like, what the hell? You know. But yeah, I mean, it was a good issue. You know, as far as redcons go, like this was just a minor adjustment in my eyes, at least compared to the gigantic redcons that have been coming about as of late. Like you know, between the whole giant redcon of Captain America's shield in the last run, I mean, this was kind of like a breath of fresh air, at least. Yeah, it just added a little bit extra layer into the mythos of Cap, you know, knowing that, you know, he was going to die. He was going to die a young man. I even recall a couple years ago reading an article saying kind of like the exact same thing, that if Steve hadn't joined the army and hadn't gotten the super soldier serum, given the fact that his body was failing, and given the fact that he was poor, and given the fact that medical practices were still in the Stone Ages back in the day, Steve would not have lived very long. You know?
I mean, that's fair. I mean,
No, we get that. That's why we said it's kind of funny. It's weird. It's like, oh, actually, he was gonna die even sooner.
dude, imagine.
The man had every disease known to man based on those papers. Like we knew he had them long, but
Yeah,
to try to speed it up,
dude.
add some version of tension when we know he's gonna live is just fucking weird.
Yep. Dude, like imagine you're in your teenage years and you get that news like only 5 years left you have. I'm like, God damn it, man. This guy's gotten everything thrown at him. Like the world wants to see this kid dead, but his existence is like, screw you, I'm gonna be the greatest hero in the this world has ever seen, you know?
How old is Bucky at this time? Like, will Bucky be like
Not,
1 or 2 or something?
uh
If he's alive?
Bucky would be a teen, like I would say 14 or 15 by the time he meets Steve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this story takes place at different.
Well,
Captain America's a lot older in this story than I thought he was.
because like keep in mind, Bucky was a talented soldier in the military. That's why they assigned him to be Captain America's sidekick. He wasn't just any casual foot soldier, you know.
he was also a child.
No, he was literally raised in the military.
Wasn't the original? I don't know what they retconned it to. Wasn't Bucky?
I don't think that child.
Okay, yeah, he was
No, Jake, keep in mind there is a propaganda story of Captain America and Bucky that they gave in comic book form to tell the public, but that there's an actual real story between Steve's history and Bucky's history. You know, the one that the government didn't want to tell everybody. You know.
Public that Captain America teams up with a child. That's a
he's older than Spider Boy. If you want me to bring it up, all right. He's not 10 years old.
In his underwear. Oh wait, no, I'm thinking of Robin. Okay.
Nah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Bucky's like 14.
Yeah, he was 14. Like his father died in the midst of boot camp training, and the military decided to take his son in, like as kind of like the camp mascot, as it were, you know. So okay, but anyway, as far as this arc goes, this is an arc I would definitely recommend to a person who wants to get into Captain America. Like it captures the spirit of him, the hero.
Update, he was actually 16.
Okay, there you go. He was close to being a teenager, you know. Yeah.
What's a teenager?
You have to be 18.
Bro, what's up with them putting 16-year-olds in boy shorts?
No one would expect that kid to be an assassin. There
No,
you go. You know.
it's the perfect cover.
Yeah, yeah. You know. But yeah, again, this is an arc I would definitely recommend to someone trying to get who wants to get into Captain America. And the odd thing is, like, I don't know where this comic goes from here because it felt like the writer definitely wrote a story for a really good self-contained arc, but now everything else is just going to be gravy. I don't know what else he has in mind. Apparently, we're going to see the ramifications of that demon being destroyed, so we'll see what happens. Mm.
You killed that demon. Now his big brother's here.
Oh
He's
yeah,
over.
yeah. Oh, let me see. Let me read the description of the next issue. Steve Rogers meets a new ally by the name of Lila, the guardian of the mysterious front door. Okay, well, we'll see what that's about. Anyway, good issue, audience. If you want to support America, go buy this comic by J. Michael Straczynski. There you go.
We're not just fighting again. We're not just fighting tyranny. We're fighting demons as well.
Yay!
And guess what? We're also creating things too.
Yes.
Yay!
Creating monsters, baby.
Go ahead, witch.
Yeah, I get to talk about the oddly pedestrian life of Christopher Chaos issue 7, which came out on Valentine's Day. By the way, this issue is actually titled The Perfectly Monstrous Life of Adam Frankenstein. So that probably gives you an idea of what the book is about, like who this specific issue is about. And the artist is actually different from the first 6 issues. It's done by the artist Sue Lee, who if you read that Maleficent book, you know her art. I only have one issue, but I like her art.
Okay,
anyway,
cool.
We start off in a room, right? A really nicely decorated room with a typewriter, bitch, because this is old school. And we see a guy sit down, and it happens to be our boy Adam. And he's writing about how, like, his early life, I guess you could say, like him being created and all this other stuff. So we cut to a table, a really sciencey looking table, yeah, where he's just laying on there, strapped down to the thing, Keep in mind, he was just born, I guess you could say. He's taking good glances at his surroundings, and he can't breathe because he doesn't know how to breathe. So don't worry, Victor pulls up and basically gives him the kiss of life, if that makes any sense, to help him breathe, I guess you could say.
Cool.
Super fucking gay. Love it so much. Anyways, so Victor is explaining that don't worry, like, to not worry about speech or anything like that, because that'll come later, not your top priority right now. And he's basically making sure that everything's looking good, and he introduces himself to Adam and all that jazz, right? And so we cut to a scene where a couple scenes where Victor is teaching Adam, like, how to clothe himself, how to eat, how to play music, read, dance. You get the gist. Gist. And so basically, Victor goes into his backstory because, of course, we need a backstory upon a backstory. Like, come on, guys. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing as a society? Anywhoosies, we are in Naples. If you know where Naples is, that's bougie. You're cool, I guess. And we see Victor being born. Literally just popped out of the womb, guys. No kid. And the face he makes, like, right when he, like, the umbilical cord was cut and everything, he's just like, ooh, what the hell?
I wasn't expecting an actual origin story like that in this issue.
Yeah, I bet you get an origin upon an origin story. It's great. I love this book so much.
Okay.
Anyways, so we cut to when, like, in Victor's childhood, he's hanging out with his parents, he meets he's introduced to a girl named Elizabeth. Apparently they're supposed to be engaged or whatever. I don't give a fuck about that. That's not important. But there is a character who's a little bit more important than she is. I don't know, maybe she'll be more important later, but for right now she's not that important. Anywhoosies, so crap, why? Hold on, sorry about that. I got a stupid full screen ad. It was great. Anyways, we get introduced to a character by the name of Henry, right? They were besties. I guess you could say they were like this. They were really close. Anyways,
Yeah.
but don't worry about that because Henry gets sick for a little bit, and Victor starts learning about like witchcraft and necromancy and all that jazz at a young age. I don't know why he should be doing that. And he knows he's sitting at a tree reading one of these books, and he notices that one a couple pages were torn out. It's lovely. It's great, you know. But guess what happens when he tries to read some of the stuff in that book?
What? Something
The
goes wrong?
Backfire.
big crack of lightning causes the book to go up in flames. You
Mm-hmm.
know. But anyways, remember when I said Henry got sick? I lied. It was actually Elizabeth and Victor's mother. Elizabeth recovered.
Ooh.
The mom did not recover.
Oh.
But don't worry about
Good.
it.
Join the club.
We need trauma, guys. We need trauma. It's great. Anyways, so Victor and Henry are chilling out in bed together because why not? Totally platonic, guys. Yeah, 100% platonic. No misdeeds are being done here. Anyways, so Victor is telling Henry that he's going to be leaving to Germany pretty soon, and he wants Henry to come along, but Henry cannot, you know, unfortunately. But don't worry, they get to cuddle one last time before Victor leaves, tearfully
Oh.
in a carriage. But don't worry, now he's in Germany. He's learning about all the science and stuff like that, you know, learning
Yeah.
about German society. It's great. And he starts experimenting on like you know animals and such, and also like he's digging up body parts now. And there's this one panel where you can see him wearing these like red goggles that look very similar to a different character who is the actual namesake of this book, but it's fine.
Okay.
Anyway, so when he's experimenting on these people, getting body parts and all that stuff, he gets a little knock knock at his door, and guess who? Guess who it could be? Guess who it is?
His mom.
Jade.
No, it was Henry,
Oh.
his gay lover.
Yeah.
His gay lover Henry. Anyways, being not, he was in the dark for a long ass time, so he basically passes out because he was like, ah, fuck me, you know. Anyways, but don't worry, he recovers. They get to live their lovely gay life. They do the naughty, guys. They do the naughty. Oh my god. Oh
No
my
wonder
god,
this came.
naughty, guys.
No wonder this came out Valentine's Day. Like.
Yeah, no shit. Wait, you gotta keep listening to know what happens.
Okay.
But don't worry about it. Anyways, so while Henry was like looking puzzled and translating some files and all that jazz, and keep in mind they also found some pages of that book that went up into flames earlier. Yeah. So basically, Victor goes down to his basement and tries to finish up his creation. Right? He wants to be able to spark life, and Henry's like, "What are you doing?" But don't worry about it because then we cut back to Adam, like not too long after his birth and creation and all that jazz. Adam wakes up. You know, he puts on some PJs because I'm assuming he sleeps naked, which valid, fair enough, I guess. It's too cold for me to do that, so I don't do that. Anywhoosies, like I said, he's kind of looking like a snack here too, but you know, I'll be simping later. I'll be simping on Twitter if you guys want me to simp on Twitter. Anyway, so Adam goes downstairs and guess who he sees in the basement with his chest cavity opened.
Oh God, his lover.
Yeah, it was Henry. And so you see Victor right in the threshold of the door being like, my Henry, oh, what has become of my Henry? And then to be continued. But don't worry, we get part 2 next month.
Aw.
So we're gonna have to wait. So I don't think it was because I think it was because of Adam. Not Adam. I think it was because of Victor who did that to Henry and all that jazz. So that's lovely, I guess. But yeah, we have to wait. See what happens in this special of Adam Frankenstein's 2-parter, you know?
Aw.
But this is just about his early life, not what's happening now. but I'm still in the theory. I still believe in the theory that Christopher Chaos is the descendant or the reincarnation of Victor Frankenstein. I truly believe that. And also, I love the fact that Adam Frankenstein is a father figure to Christopher and to Viv and Jordy. I think that's super cute. Anyway, stand Adam Frankenstein and read this fucking book, or else I'm going to fight you. Yeah, that's it.
Listen to the fanboying of Witch audience. This book has to be real legit, you know?
It's a good book. You know it's good when I'm recommending it.
Yep. It sounds like an enjoyable one, and it does sound like an appropriate book to be debuting in Valentine's Day, you know? So
Specifically this issue, yeah. But
yeah.
I've been waiting a hot minute for this fucking issue because of the cover drawn by the lovely Nick Robles, and if I ever get to meet him, I will cry.
Aw.
He draws a lot of good art, okay? So
Yeah.
the fact that he's doing the covers for this book is great.
That's cool. But anyway, any follow thoughts before we go on to the next witch?
I need the next issue to come out faster, please. Thank you.
Yay. Alrighty then. With that, audience, let's move on to the next book. Austin?
Okay. It's time to go back after. Like they keep telling me, bro. I'll try to think of opening. Let's go. Let's head back to Africa, but a new Africa, one we never been through. You cut to
You said let's head back to Africa, but have we been there? Not like a trip we did?
Yes. Yes, you got a card, you're there. Okay.
Alright. Well.
You are acclaimed. The cookout's always in Africa.
Alright.
Anyway, we start with some black construction workers, digging, trying to make space for a plot, and then they get shot by something. I was confused by when I first saw this. Kurt, did you actually read this book?
Yeah, I read the book, but I don't have it in front of me.
When I first saw the page, I thought a speedster was running at them or something, but it was them getting shot with some type of new type of gun. I was very confused first though. But you see Mr. Khonshu, Mr. Knight, and I believe the other one's name is Ra. They're doing like the twin thing between the sun and the moon. And they're soldiers who look like fake Iron Man people. Not even Iron Man. Fake soldiers. People just in regular body armor. I just shoot special guns. And Black Panther's guards are in the woods, and they're like, hey, I want to do something. They're hurting our people. And they're like, wait, we got to figure out what they're doing, how strong they are, and then we got to tell T'Challa so we can attack accordingly. If we just run and start fighting, we could die, or we won't learn anything, and then it just keeps happening.
There's a child in front of us who's about to be obliterated. Can't we do anything? No, we gotta go back to our king. Yeah.
Funny enough, they start running there. One of them frustrated that they can't help. They start back running to the kingdom, but as the kid's crying, it cuts to T'Challa waking up, sweating and stuff. So I thought that was supposed to be like a flashback at first. I was like, no, never mind.
Yeah.
But here go the first big change. Well, I guess the Khonshu thing was already a big change. But the second big change, T'Challa wakes up in his double bed alone. And then like 5 feet away from him is another double bed with his queen, Okoye, who is also the former general of the Dora Milaje. So I think they're going with the old Black Panther story where like he would have had to choose between like the Dora Milaje and one of them to be his queen.
Yeah.
At some point. But that was like the whole point. I think the original like title like brides of Black Panther.
So would you really be satisfied to have a wife like Okoye and say, okay, we're in 2 separate beds in the same room? Come on.
If you don't want to be in the same bed or y'all just got married, sure, I don't care.
T'Challa cares in deep down, man. Come on.
Even then, he stands up, and they're talking about even here. She calls him my king, and he says, "My king, no pleasantries here." So she still has that, you know, mindset that he's above him. He probably literally doesn't want to sleep with her because of stuff like that. But no place here, my queen. We are equals. Okoye. She said, "Not in tradition, and not in the eyes of the people. You are my king, and I am your wife, and I serve your throne." And he's like, "Traditions, yeah, that shit gotta change." I thought he was butt naked from this, standing outside in front of people, but he lives. He lives possible. Uh, sorry, my thing's loading. Here you go. He puts on his outfit. It looks great. It kind of looks like a belt, like an outfit a Belmont would wear. Which would have liked it.
Them pigs or didn't happen.
No, we're gonna talk about how he got the freshest cut though, the cello.
Bro, he always has a fade. That's not a new hairstyle for T'Challa.
Oh, that is a fresh cut, and the beard too. I'm just saying, bro. Like, I wish, bro. I wish that could be me.
This is literally what he normally looks like.
Nah, bro. That's a fresh cut, bro.
He's talking to his dad, who then get a bad case of death in this timeline. I love my thing started loading.
He was allergic. Yeah. He was just allergic to the idea of death this time, so they said nah.
Yeah, but he tried to give T'Challa advice. But T'Challa, at this point, is like, man, I'm king. I don't want to go back and use your real old fish. I don't want to. And this way, Black Panther has people that kind of work like the Norns or the Fates, if you know, like other mythologies and stuff, who can tell the future, but they do it through their dreams. And T'Challa's like, I don't want to talk to these people. I don't believe that bullshit. They just no. And the dad's like, bro, even if you don't like them, you should at least respect it and at least act like you're listening.
Wow.
But for T'Challa, that's not enough for him. He goes there, and while he's listening, he's clearly being an asshole about it. To Jake, I wanted to show you this picture. I'm gonna show you this when I get done. But we cut back to T'Challa and in the throne room. He has the most
oh,
he's sitting down, his legs fully spread. It's funny,
I see.
bro.
Yeah, bro. He's trying to pose for an album cover, bro.
Oh,
That what it looks like. Okoye here, her full outfit, her normal IG fit looks great though.
Yeah.
Jerry, I was like, ooh.
And I was just focusing more on what T'Challa ended up saying to his scouts in that scene. Go on.
Yeah, we're gonna get there. They come back out and they're like, bro, the Ra and Khonshu are attacking. Our people are dying. What are you gonna do? He's like, I'm gonna send y'all away. Go ahead, go home. I'm not about to go attack these, start a war because 5 people got shot, bro. I'm gonna look and see what happened. I'm gonna study these Jews for a minute, and then we're gonna attack.
The scouts are telling him this is what we should do. If we go act now, we could probably save those people. And then T'Challa's like, your job is to report information, not to give me strategies. Yeah. Something like that.
As of right now, T'Challa seems to be in the mindset of you can sacrifice the few to save the many.
Mm-hmm.
Shuri disagrees with this plan. She's a bleeding heart.
She does not respect tradition.
But really, she's more hot-headed in this timeline. It kind of reminds me like funny enough, if Killmonger's here, that's probably be his response. Hey, we gotta kill this guy now. Attack our people? My people?
Nah, I ain't about this shit, T'Challa. We gotta kill him.
T'Challa, for good or bad, it's we need patience, we need to wait. I think Shuri does the one thing I feel like all these kids be doing. But Dad or Blank would do it. They will act.
Ooh.
Even before you get the
not father.
You mean Dad, who's like down the hall? Go talk to him, Dad. We'll see if he answers. But he's like, Father is not king. I am your king now. Jake got there. But they basically have to like keep they have to basically got to hammer in the shirt, and she is very hot headed. And Okoye is like, even you're right, but you need to find a better way to tell people stuff because you come off the asshole. He's like, you know what? I'll think about it. We're getting to see Ayo in this timeline. And she basically looked the same, but her markings are blue and they cover her eyes at one point.
Mm-hmm.
But her and Adorable IJ seem to agree with Shuri's point of view. Oh yeah, we gotta go attack these people immediately. Who cares about strategy and all the other stuff? Our people being hurt. But I guess that would take a regular person away from the king. You gotta think about more than just fighting people.
Yeah.
And then we cut to the biggest change to this timeline so far. A little kid is about to be killed by raw soldiers.
Mm-hmm.
And he's saved by freedom fighter Killmonger.
Mm-hmm.
And his partner, Storm.
His boo.
Well, we're not there together, but it's Killmonger and the Wind Rider, as he called her. And they pretty much quickly get rid of all the bad guys. You don't see Storm's face, by the way. She doesn't fully form, but you see the lightning come together to reveal her.
But she's made of lightning. Why do they call it the Wind Rider?
You're telling me Storm took her sidekick's name before her sidekick even debuts? Like,
no, the Wind Rider always wanted her name.
Oh, okay. All right. This is my first time hearing about it.
Lightning at first. I think it was literally just controlling the clouds.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it sucked later as she got more power, but I think originally her power didn't look that. But we get a real Captain America 3 scene because T'Challa's giving his speech. He talks to his people, and then randomly it looks like one Dormalaje really pulls off her shirt. It's all screaming for Kanchu, for Ra, and you see she's a suicide bomber.
Mm-hmm.
Well, unalive herself bomber. You want to put it like that.
This is every man's worst fear when a woman takes off her shirt or purple.
And it blows up the platform, and just like in the movie, not in the movie, he tried to, but the dad goes out his way to save T'Challa and push him off the platform, and that's how his father dies. Black Panther is falling 100 feet. It's really 100 feet. The place he was standing was higher than the skyscraper. Yeah. And then he falls all the way down, and then right before he lands, he puts on his Black Panther suit, which looks stupid, by the way. Get this man a mouthpiece. Why is his mouth out? I don't understand that. That's a bad design.
Mark 1. It's like what happened with Spiderman in the Ultimate.
It's not a Mark 1. It's been multiple Black Panthers.
No. It's the Mark 1 from our perspective. Okay? Like, this is the audience's Mark 1. Okay, ready to get.
They need further justification on making merchandise out of this. So
Also, I don't know how different we can make
it. It's like it's weird just to be like, oh, everything's covered button about. That's all I can.
Yeah.
But he lands. He's like called a queen, called Shuri, called Yodu Khan. Our enemy called themselves Moon Knight. Because for one reason, both of them together called themselves Moon Knight, even though Ra's the sun god. But whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll come up later. But he says Wakanda for the first time in a long time is at war. That's how the book ends. It's a good little book. It sets up every dynamic in a way. That's not that hard to digest, but it's like, this book I feel like is going to suffer for not being weekly. Like Spider-Man can do monthly because the hype will all be there. But I feel like Black Panther and the upcoming Ultimate book should probably be weekly, if possible.
Right. I will say this. I was already won over by the premise. When we first heard about what the story's going to be, it's going to be a war between the Moon Knight and Wakanda and that stuff. And reading this issue, if it just carried that momentum in it. So hey, clearly people are excited about this run. In my comic book shop,
book sold out.
Sold out. Yeah. That's a good sign, I guess people are just really hungry to jump into a Black Panther comic,
You're saying a
To
fresh
be fair,
reboot?
Black Panther in the same spot as Peter Parker. Was like, man, your main book is trash. What we do?
You're saying a fresh reboot of Marvel with interesting ideas and premises is selling well? Oh my god.
Yeah. Hey, the Fresh Prince of Wakanda,
That whole been funny if they did that plot with Killmonger.
No, that's what Killmonger's gonna go by, the Fresh Prince of Wakanda.
He gets to the fight in
I'm
Oakland. His dad sends him back to Wakanda to get disciplined by the uncle. There you go.
Gotcha. But yeah, good book. Hey, the next issue is definitely something to look out for,
I pulled up to Wakanda at 7 or later. I yelled to my oh,
I'm not.
I would say, but I don't want to get canceled. So,
I'll take the risk.
Okay. All right, then. With that, you guys want to move on to the next one?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
All right, guys. This is it. Fantastic Four number 17. Is Reed Nathaniel Richards about to meet his judgment? We'll see. Okay, the issue.
I don't believe so, Mark.
Okay, we open up with, of all places, the Fantastic Four being in Arizona.
Hey yo, home
Yay.
turf.
Yay. So the reason they're in Arizona is that Sue
Tell the
Storm got
place too cold at night.
The reason they get called to Arizona is because Sue Storm gets called over there, right? Because, Sue Storm, archaeologist, this and that. There was recently a discovery of this one skeleton, right? A skeleton that could possibly be the oldest.
Wait. That's Sue's
Yeah.
job?
Yeah, she's an archaeologist. That's her degree.
I guarantee you most people don't know that. That feels
Yeah.
Man,
Well,
it's been so long. That feels random now.
Well,
she's
a secret agent one, so she has a lot.
Yep. I mean, she had a doctorate, but in a degree, but I don't think it was ever mentioned what the degree or doctorate was for. So, but anyway.
Yeah. They don't even bring it up in like movies or anything, so it kind of feels like this is gonna come out of left field for most people.
Yep. There you go. But anyway, so she gets called in. She's studying these bones, right? But she's noticing something. These don't appear like the type of skeletons you would have found during those times. This skeleton actually looks more modern, if anything. This is interesting. And as she's further looking up what's surrounding it, she pulls Reed aside.
Her finding out that people can get buried in modern day.
Yep. This is where it gets interesting, right? Reed, I need you to look at what we found. Not only do we find that this skeleton is more of a skeleton of a modern sort of person, but we also found a blue fabric by it. Not just any blue fabric. A blue fabric made of unstable molecules. And Reed is like, do you mean to tell me that this skeleton is one of us?
Yeah. Or well, hang on. It also could be someone who uses unstable molecules. Okay? I'm just saying, like, it's not
blue.
But blue, yeah, I guess that qualifies. It can be Peter Parker.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, you're not the only ones who use unstable molecules.
Okay, but this is where Sue actually has a nice idea, right? She uses her power to grab what remains of the skeleton and kind of pieces it together in a skeleton body, and almost like Green Lantern, And this is where she decides that since it's likely it's one of us, let's stand right next to this to see who it closely resembles. So she actually uses her power to make everybody invisible except for their skeletons.
Yeah,
creepy.
It's a cool looking page.
Yeah. I mean, it was cool. Okay, she has really good mastery of her powers. I
Wait,
gotta
wait, wait,
say.
wait, wait. Did you read this?
Yeah.
Can you
Oh,
tell?
what?
Well, listen, bro.
Audience, I got Jake to read a comic book.
What the hell?
And, and he ain't tell nobody.
I
What?
didn't.
Oh my
You
god!
could have been a lead. You could have been a lead in this debate today.
No, that's not good. Keep going.
Wow, Jake. Okay, but anyway, everybody's like taking turns standing next to the skeleton up until they found the perfect match. The skeleton is actually Sue Storm's
Wait,
skeleton. Yeah, Austin.
which
What?
I was saying it was witches.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I
Were
ain't
there?
gonna
Um,
lie, Gardner. When I first read this, by the way, I thought this was Alice. I would have Alice for her name.
Alicia.
I thought it was Alicia standing next to it. I thought that was Sue guiding her over, and then she turned her invisible to find into her body.
Aw.
I'm like, oh, that's sad. Thinking
In
of
Yeah.
Arizona,
Dracula in Texas.
some 16,000 years ago.
Why would Alicia need unstable molecules in her fabric?
She's with the
But
Fantastic
you know,
Four.
she's the wife of the thing. You'll never know when she'll be attacked.
Okay, but anyway, so to their surprise, right, that's when we kind of like time jump to years ago. Okay, this is strange. Apparently, in the future,
Wait. Yeah, I'm like, hell no. You're telling me
it's
you can't go open up this page and tell me Reed got his wife killed again?
not just
Yeah.
that, but this comic establishes that the Fantastic Four were the first people to set foot in what is modern day North America. So yeah, the first people to walk around here were Caucasian people. Look at that.
Listen,
You know,
listen,
it's
listen.
funny.
It's not
Either
as
way
bad.
it was, because Doom was also alive in this time. Because this was back, he went back inside presidents and he just waited to come back to modern day.
Jake.
What? No.
Okay. But anyway, so okay, we head back to Arizona 16,000 years ago. But okay, this is odd. So in the years from now in the present, Sue decides a great anniversary gift to give to Reed would be for both of them to time travel all the way back in time to the moment where her humans first stepped foot in North America. You know,
Is she done?
so this is the future versions in the past.
What do you get for the man who knows everything?
You get him to see where it
China.
all started. You get him to see where everything started, Jake. But anyway, yeah. So as at this moment, that's when a version of Kang comes in. The version that's called Ramatut.
Bro, yeah,
And
he has his slave gun.
yeah. This is Kang's early days of time traveling, right? And he literally comes here trying to kill the first settlers here in North America, which are our cave people. Sue and Reed see him and they stop him. They put him aside, asking him, why are you doing this?" And Ramatut is like saying, "Look, I've seen my own future, and one thing I kept seeing was you two foiling my plans time after time after time. So I'm doing this. I'm doing the one thing my future selves couldn't do. I'm killing you both right here in this
But
metaphorical crib. It's going to be
By the way,
clean. It's going to be easy, and with all it takes is one shot." Like,
I just want to
to
say that
be
Sue's
fair,
dialogue.
before that,
Sue's dialogue
wait,
I
go
was
ahead,
saying that
Jake.
Sue's dialogue it was kind of weird at this part too, because I think like there's like two different panels where she's like, "This is madness," and then he says this whole speech. He's like, "This is madness." I'm like, I got
That's more fun than anything. I was more concerned he came back to kill these cave people, and he was like, "Oh no, please, not here too."
yep, he wants to make this as clean as possible. He's going to annihilate civilization as we know it just to get rid of Reed Richards.
Yeah.
So,
But he says that no, so he comes from a time where he told them, "I'm going back in time. Fuck you." But these guys are from a time where they didn't even interact with him yet. They just came back coincidentally.
No. What these people already fought Ramatut before.
Right.
But it just means that at one of the points where he told them in the past that we know of, where he said, I'm going back in time, he came here instead.
They were just there. So like, from that version of the team's perspective, they're just standing there like, well, I guess we're okay. I guess we just keep going.
I guess he failed. So let's go.
If it makes you guys feel better, there's an editor's note to like Fantastic Four number 19 from the 1963 to go back if you want to further establish the connection or why they're going back in this time.
Yeah, but I knew it had to be one of the like early points they did this because they fought Ramatut a long time.
Hang on a minute. So like way back in the, how long ago was that a Marvel? Like 15 years ago? This dude was like, I'll kill you.
It would be what? It'll be like 20 years. It'll be a few years before Franklin was born.
It's like 20 years ago. He was like, I'll kill you. And the Fantastic Four like, well, that was weird. Never happened.
Yeah.
Would have fought like 19 different versions of you since then, bro. What?
Okay, but anyway, so Rita and Sue are trying to convince him that this is madness. You're trying to kill a fly with a nuclear warhead if you do this. And Ramatut's like saying, "Oh, I've taken all the precautions to make sure my existence remains intact." So fight comes about. Ramatut summons about like different time loops of himself. So he's proving himself more than a match for Reed and Sue. That's when Reed and Sue are like, okay, we need to travel back to our present, come back, and form a strategy, and defeat Ramatut, right? And that's when they come back with Reed's invention. This one new laser he created.
Yeah, this shit was hilarious because the way the panel frames it, like they left and then Reed came back immediately with the He's like, bitch.
Yeah, it's time travel, man. They have all the time they need. Like, okay, they leave. Okay, they left at 2 p.m. right? Yeah, they leave at 2 p.m. and then they'll just set the coordinates of their time machine to come back at 2:01 p.m. There we go. But anyway, like
I do like they went the old school time machine design too, like the full on
the cube, right?
What time placement thing?
Yeah, the time plate. Yep. And I like Reed's like gadget, right? He's like saying this is the perfect weapon to kill a time traveler. What it does is
he pulls out a
gun. He pulls out a gun. This gun, if it fires at a normal person in their normal timeline, nothing will happen. But if, let's say, you in the present go back to 1900s and you get hit by this gun, your body will age to the point you were at your present. So in the case of Kang, this will turn him into dust, So
by the way, my children built this in a cave with a box of stars.
Yep. But anyway, Reed fires and Ramatut's like, "You fool! Don't you think my future self has saw that? I conveniently froze time or something while you were making this gun and saw to it that this would cause a misfire when he shot it at me." So he grabs that gun from Reed and now he makes adjustments to the gun and bam, that's when he has it working and he shoots it at both Reed and Sue and turns them into skeletons.
I want to say, like, this whole plan Reed did, was so convoluted. I was like, what the fuck? What do you...
I like how the reason he was just because he just stood in the room invisible or something. He's just like, and let me just tweak a little bit, and that's it.
Yep. But wait till you keep...
After he kills them, he's still just shooting their balls and stuff just for them.
Oh no, he wants to make sure. He thinks like, oh, is this some trick? Like maybe Sue is just making only their skeletons visible, so he just obliterates Reed's skeleton, and he's like,
I need the next story to be Doom finding out that someone else killed Reed and then come back and fight him.
No, listen, Krypton. All right, listen. So like, So what happens is they die, and then everyone's like, "Ah, I did it!" And then like you cut back to when they actually went back in time, and they explain that actually this was all a part of Reed's ingenious plan, where they made the thing, and then they made clones of themselves, sent them back to where he was, and he killed clones, and so he thinks he killed them. But he goes back to find that they're still alive. He's gonna be like, "What the fuck?" And he's just never gonna figure it out. I'm like,
Look, in all fairness, Ramatot.
He called Sue Invisible Girl.
In all fairness, Ramatot won't discover this for like another 10,000 years or something. So they're all good.
It probably won't even be him. Technically.
I remember. I'm like, why didn't you just like actually kill him though? Is that not possible?
Again, kill who?
What?
Kill who, Jake? It's not possible to kill who.
No, Ramatot. Isn't that possible to kill him with the recoupler anyway? Like
no.
It was a.
No, you can't actually. No, he's like a reverse flash at this point. It's like a closed loop paradox. That'll fuck up literally all time space if he dies.
Okay, so if he exists still, why doesn't he just go back and do it again though? Like it doesn't stop ever being like, well, I fucked up somewhere. I guess we'll just fucking figure it out.
Think about this, Jake. You're making life for all eternity. You really want all this time to be like, okay, this time I went back and I succeeded, or this time I went back and I failed. I guess I'll just go back a second later and try it again with a better gun. Or then maybe that I'll just come back with a better gun. Like I need better plans. He needs better plans to keep it free.
Jake, if you want to see what happens the issue after this event, go to Fantastic Four number 20 from 1963 if you want to see the continuation.
It's a closed
loop. There
you go. But it's funny you should bring that up, Jake, because like one thing you forgot to mention when Reed and Sue were forming their strategy and this and that, they were aware that King must be watching them, right? So they actually have a secret messaging system for both of them to communicate. You see, in honor of Alicia, everybody in the Fantastic Four learned how to read Braille. So while they were working, they were secretly like sending messages to each other. Like, Reed would touch Sue in the shoulder, but he would inscribe Braille in the tips of his finger, right? And at the same time, when Reed was touching, like, let's say a device, Reed would create an invisible force field around it with Braille on it for Reed to, read, So that's how they're able to communicate,
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was like a little nice touch. And eventually, by the end of the issue, we get back to the present where, after discovering that the skeleton belongs to Sue Storm, everybody's like, oh my God, what do we do? What does this mean? That's when apparently the future Reed and Sue come back in time, and the future Sue inscribes in Braille to her present day self about, what happened. And that's when Sue is like, no, it all works out.
They're artificial cadaverous.
Yep. So Sue.
It's not in the real future ones. They send back fake future ones.
Yep. So that's how
just to be safe.
That's how the issue ends, guys. I can't believe Jake Tylenol is a closeted Fantastic Four fan.
Damn.
Now.
Listen, I'm not even a fan, bro.
You read it, man. You couldn't resist.
I didn't hate Reed. What are you talking about? I'm being a fan, but no, the art's great.
I don't hate Reed. I just don't like the decision he's made as a man. Right?
The plan was as convoluted and I feel like unnecessary as usual.
So, Reed. All right. So, Jake, in light of all the extreme actions that Reed has taken over the past couple issues, did you think the extreme verdict of this issue justified his crimes?
What? I mean,
what? Wiping out a caveman so that all civilization doesn't exist. So that Reed
there's
doesn't
like
exist?
one specific caveman that I wish was never born.
No, King,
he goes by Master of the World, and I hate him, so I wish he would die.
Robert Hutt wasn't going to end humanity. He was just going to end it in a way where he still made it. That's what he was saying, or that's how I took it. I don't think he was.
Yeah. Well, he was going to end modern
Yeah.
humanity. It was going to have to be enough that no modern hero or time person
Right.
will be here.
Well,
Mhm.
no. The way I see
You
it was
know,
like, no, because like if he just undid his right, like, so let's say thought experiment, right? He undoes the Fantastic Four's existence. Well, no one knows that the Fantastic Four don't exist because like
That he's an idiot because Galactus is going to
right,
show up and kill everyone. No one
but
else
then
can
he
stop
would
him at
have.
that point.
That's what I was gonna say that too, but I'm assuming that he had something in place. I guess I don't fucking know.
He did earlier. Just pray to God he can get
Right?
this.
Yeah.
Galactus.
I was gonna say the same thing, but I was assuming that he was like, I covered all my bases. Like I guess I did because he had something in place.
well, if you want to see what
Who knows?
Ramatot,
Maybe if that thing reads said, "Oh, if I'm dead or not alive, Doctor Doom turns so different." So maybe it's that it can get Doctor Doom before.
Oh yeah, there was no one to really make Doctor Doom embarrass himself. So
again, Reed, if you want, again, Jake, if you want to see what Ramatot did after this issue, go back to 1963 and Fantastic Four number 20, man. Yeah, audience, we got Jake to read comics. Yay! I consider that a
Damn, that is an
victory.
IDW Sonic. I'm proud.
which will be reviewed next week.
Okay. With that, guys, I think we're done with this issue. So, all right, guys.
Oh my god,
Jake,
is it my turn again?
go ahead. Go ahead.
Yay! I'm gonna talk about the gays this time in Alan Scott Green Lantern number 4, baby.
This
Mhm.
time, which is
Well, I get to talk about more gay people. It's great. You guys should try it more.
Mhm.
Anyways, so we cut to remember in like the first issue where we see Alan Scott's lover get dragged into the ocean by that red force thingy.
Mhm.
Yeah, remember that?
yeah.
Well, we start off there in his perspective. John, I think that was the name he was going by. Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't really matter. Anyway, so guess what? We get another backstory. Yay! Okay. Anyway,
Jake's worst nightmare.
another flashback. So this so he was born in what is known as Belarus. If you guys don't know what Belarus is, it's a country that is similar to Russia, but do have their differences as well. So close enough. Anyway, so he's talking about how he grew up in Belarus, but then after dealing with a shitty father because fair enough. Went to the army, the Soviet Red Army. If you know anything about the USSR, you know it's fine.
Mhm.
And so like we get to see his backstory. We get to see him learn about a lot of top secret American files and shit like that. Great time to be alive, I guess.
Mhm.
Anyways, so once he got his papers and everything, he moved to the United States of America. There you go, Cryptid. You get your
Nah.
America references here. But he changes his name to John Ladd. Okay, keep that last name in mind for later. Okay.
Right.
So basically, he joins the American military. Teaches them all the stuff. Gets into a relationship with a specific Green Lantern, soon to be Green Lantern. If you know, you know. And so they were chilling out, and while Alan was taking a bath, John over here was looking at some files known as Project Crimson that was near was on a nightstand that they were it was chilling out by, So he reads them, he phones up a person that he knows, And guess what? We head to a ship. We head to a ship, And obviously they have to hide the fact that they're super fruity, We got to hide that
Right.
because of course why can't we just live in peace apparently? But don't worry about that. And so basically Alan was like, "Oh, do you see those small flashing lights out there in the water?" And John was like, "Don't worry about that. You're the only light in my eyes, Super fucking corny. It's fine. Anywhoosies. So we cut back to when John over here got brought into the water by that Red Force by Project Crimson. But don't worry, he's fine. He was saved by some divers, Did some experimentation on him because of course he did. Come on, it's the Soviets. Come on. They did the same with Bucky. They're going to do the same thing with him. Anyway, so basically he harness
As
the power.
always.
As always, if you know, you know. And,
Russians have to put red in everything, don't they?
I mean, that's kind of like it's part of their whole shtick. It's part of the Soviets' whole shtick. But besides the point, part of the reason why Colossus still wears red to this day. Besides in the Ultimate Universe, don't worry about it. Anyways, so he harnesses that crimson energy, you know, and becomes the Red Lantern. But keep in mind, he goes back to working with the Soviets, and he grows out a sick beard.
Okay.
So that's cool, I guess. Anyway, so it cuts back to for this book, present day, and you know, and he's like, speaking of rings, I can't believe I kept this, you know, and it was like one of those like sports rings, you know, that like those really big chunky sports rings, you know, the ones.
Oh, okay. I was like, what?
Yeah, like you know, like those like football rings or like those baseball rings, those big chunky ones. You know what I'm talking about. And he basically drops it on the floor and he basically tricked Alan into believing that he was actually in love with him. It's great. And obviously, Alan is pretty pissed. I mean, I would be too, man. We literally saw the issue where he had to be put into Arkham because of how bad all this bullshit got for him, you know. Anyways, so Alan pins John to a wall and be like, "Why'd you kill those men, Johnny?" And he's like, "It's Vlad. Vlad killed Vlad. Duh. That's why I told you to keep his last name in mind because his name's actually Vlad." What a shocker, guys!
Yeah.
What a fucking shocker. Anyways, they're now playing tag. They're basically playing a superhuman version of tag, where they use their powers to go through walls and shit, you know. And it cuts to this one family just listening to the radio, and we see Vlad and Alan just like go through the walls using their powers, you know. And they're chasing each other through the city, and then Vlad uses his lantern to encase Alan in a red bubble. And Alan's like, "How are you doing this?" And Vlad's like, "Dude, I like mastered this shit already, man. Like, come on. Like, this is literally like time and space that we're going through, you know? Yep. Like, it's easy, man. It's easy." You know? And Vlad's like saying that I can't believe I defeated you so easily. And Alan's like, "You didn't defeat me." And Vlad's like, "Please, you don't have enough power in that ring to do anything." And Alan was like, and I quote, "If all you want is to defeat me, why kill those men? Why not just kill me?" And Vlad stops to think about it for a moment, you know? And he was like, "I didn't want to kill anyone, you know?" And Alan was like, "But you did though. Were you jealous of them or something?" And Vlad's like all pissed off, being like, "Did you even listen to my story? I'm not like you. I have a wife now." And Alan, and I think this works out way better. Since he said this line instead of what a lot of people think what he was gonna say. And he was like, "Does she know that you're a?" And then Vlad's like, "A what?" And then he turns his back from him, like from Vlad, in like that bubble, and then he's like, "A spy." Like, does she know that you're a spy? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was like, "Oh dang." See, that hits different, right? That hits different. You thought it was gonna be something else, but no. It's an idea. But then they put their backs together on that bubble, you know, and they talk about this one like lake house that Alan bought, you know, even though it wasn't for sale. And Vlad's like, "But why? You hated that house." And Alan was like, "But yeah, you loved being there. You loved that house, you know? Like, that actually cost me a fortune, but it was so worth it for you, you know?" And they joke about how he must have had to replace that front step that was broken because he fell on his ass a couple times. But don't worry, once they put their hands on the bubble, on the wall of the bubble, you know, it goes pop, like it basically fizzes out, and Alan punches him in the face, and basically takes the control of both the red and the green lantern, you know, like he charges his green power ring into the Red Lantern, and Vlad's like, "You can't charge your ring with that battery," you know, and he's like, "I just did," and that's where the issue ends. The next issue is called Rage of the Green
I
Lantern.
had the will to do so, asshole.
Like, I just did, bitch. Suck it. Anyways, we do get a preview for Joker Year 1, but I'm not going to talk about that because I don't really care. But
Yeah, I don't know about his first year. We've seen it. We've been there like multiple times.
It's a part. It's
Yeah.
a part of Batman.
No,
We've seen the day he was literally big to the day he died.
no, I think
it's a part of
Joker. Go ahead, Jake.
It's a part of the Batman arc they're doing right now. So like it's in the Batman story, and it's Joker Year 1. So like
Yeah, I was about to say that's currently going on. Joker Year 1 in comics.
yeah,
I get it, but it's like with Joker, every story is like an unreliable narrative anyway. So it's like none of his stories really matter because none of them are consistent. We know what his first year was like 19 times.
But going back to the actual issue at hand.
Oh, I thought you were done with that.
No, going back to the actual issue at hand. I actually really like this issue. It's a pretty good issue. I have not really read any JSA books, but I think after this book, I think I might want to read more Alan Scott books because he's a very interesting character, and I think this was a good introduction for me to this character, you know. I don't know if it's the same with everyone else, but it definitely was for me. And I can't wait to see what happens with now that Alan has both the powers of the Green and the Red Lantern.
And this is the most consistent I've seen you fanboying over comics in today in a while. Which
I've been waiting. Okay, I really wanted to talk about this issue and Christopher Chaos and soon to be Dracula, but it's like I'm gonna go back to that scene. I really do like that scene where it was like Alan in the bubble and he was like, does she know that you're a spy? Like I think the reason why he said that was because he already knows that he's been betrayed and he's come to accept that, you know, and everything. But it's like, I don't think that Vlad's wife knows. And I don't think Alan wants her to be hurt because of Vlad's actions. Like, he's already accepted it, you know? And keep in mind, this was like in the 40s or so. Like, yeah. It's rough. It's rough for him out there, you know. It's rough for us out there, you know, even nowadays. But you know, I think that was a very impactful scene, and I'm really glad whoever wrote this, the writer. You're not watching this, but you know who you are. I love that scene. I love this specific scene. It's a really great scene, and I would recommend people looking into it and delving into it. But yeah, so Soviet Spy. That's not new. When was it ever going to be new?
A Russian character whose color scheme is
Russian.
red?
Not Russian. Belarusian. There's a difference.
Oh, Belarusian. Okay.
So, just say Soviet.
Okay, Soviet. Okay. With that, any final thoughts before we move on?
One more thing. Yep. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Okay, going back to that one scene. I'm sorry. It's a really good scene. But it shows, like, how much of Vlad's relationship with Alan was real and how much of it was like spy work, if that makes any sense. I just want people to think about that while we move on to our next issue.
No, they don't get to think about your book when I'm talking about Thor.
I know. Think about my book. Think about my book. Think about my book. All right. Think about it. Just think about it and come to me on Twitter.
Gotcha. All right. Austin, go ahead.
Immortal Thor #5. We kind of been putting this off, so I want to go ahead and finish this story arc with Alt Thor and all the other stuff that was going on. Because the next issue enters the Gaia arc. Why is she alive? What's going on? I don't know. We'll talk about that in a future episode, I guess.
And who is Gaia again? Austin?
Thor's real mother.
No. Yeah, pretty honest. Who doesn't know? Who's not up to date on that? Yeah.
The planet Earth.
Yep.
Don't worry about that Phoenix origin, y'all. It don't matter.
Yep.
But we cut the old Thor giving his speeches to himself, talking about the wheel of life, the wheel of fate turning. The last issue on because it's been so long since we talked about it. Thor summoned Storm, Loki, Beta Ray Bill, and Jane Foster to help him fight. and Thor shared his power with them. But because because it's Thor, his new rules and stuff,
Hmm.
you only have the power for a minute if you're not holding the hammer.
Oh, okay.
So they're basically having to pass it around like hot potato throughout this whole fight. They make sure no one dies, but everyone can still like do a strong attack. It's kind of funny. But last we turned off, Old Thor is like cosmic scale height, so it's kind of hard. Like oh, he's like this tall, or he's like hovering over them. He's like way above them,
Hmm.
and they're all throwing the hammer back and forth, and then throwing the hammer to someone in Old Thor's blind spot to hit him with a full power Thor.
Wow.
But none of it's really working. But the funny thing is, Old Thor is taking the hits because he's trying to grab Mjolnir. He believes that if he can grab the Mjolnir, because isn't the storm still in the hammer, right? That's the current origin.
I believe so. He just beat the hammer to finally into submission. I think, yeah, from Donny Case's run.
Yeah, but he believes that grabbing the hammer let him control the storm.
Uh
Because Thor made this beautiful like panel, like space storm type thing.
huh.
He had opened up the gates, the end of the universe on the other crazy stuff. The other issue, but they're passing around through each other, and everyone's about to die. There's so many more people about to die, and they get the hammer last moment. And Mjolnir and Thor's just talking about this is the power of Mjolnir, Mjolnir, whatever you want to, however you want to pronounce it.
Yeah.
The Crusher, the greatest of all hammers. The Uru is stronger than ever. After I did all that stuff in the last book, and eager to break your skull. And Ulthor's like, these are true words. He's trying to tell me a final truth, but I don't believe that. I was like, really, bro? I was like you said. Uh, Funny enough, we have you get the Loki when having Thor's power, and it's literally just the Axis Loki.
Oh
So it's
yeah,
like I
yeah.
don't think you should let that anymore.
That was a really great first issue. One issue, I'll say that.
Yeah, it's a great design, but it's like if you're not that same guy or that same mindset, I'd rather you had that made a new design for him.
Hmm.
But they they thought Loki himself actually is the one who fucks up. So Loki passing the hammer back to Bill. Instead, he throws it right at old Thor. He throws it right into his face. But that's all he's been waiting for. Because now he actually grabbed the hammer so he can see where it is.
Oof.
And he grabs it because none of them know that Thor has a plan, so they don't know about it. But the moment he
Hmm.
grabs it, everyone loses their Thor powers. And he's absorbing the power. In this continuity, the hammer's back to being a conduit of Thor's power. So he's basically sucking Thor's power through the hammer, if that makes sense.
Okay. Okay.
And we get this amazing panel of Thor in Thor's armor because they're doing that thing. So
Was it?
he grabs the hammer, enlarges it, and then he gets the Asgardian armor on his giant body. I'm gonna post a picture in a little bit.
Wow.
But the problem with that is this isn't the Thor from yesteryear. Okay, this is the Thor
Yeah.
who's been through all these terrible things that people stealing his hammer. So he's like, let me ask you a question, guy. What is the power of Thor? And old Thor's like, what? What's happened to me? Why can't I? What have you done to me? And he says, the power of Thor, my greatest power, that it took me so long to learn, is knowledge on how to use my power well, with compassion,
Ooh.
restraint, nobility, and a hard-won wisdom, and with humility. The power of Thor is the power to be worthy. And if I grant that power, and I see no rule against it, then you, Tyrannus, was apparently old Thor's real name, deserve it more than any, which is funny. For yours, for yours is the greatest need. You yourself what is seen cannot be unseen. Your heart has been opened, and what does your heart feel when you hold this hammer? He said it burns, it screams. This is he's freaking out, bro. He is panicking.
Wow.
But he says when they called me in ancient times, as the rain lashed and thunder struck, they didn't ask me to bring the storm. They didn't ask me to smite their enemies. They asked me to hold the storm back so they can safely travel. So he locks all of Uranus' powers into himself while he has this hammer.
Wow.
And this man starts crying and panicking. And he tries to run away. He's like, leave me alone. Guess what? Guess what? I got something. I know something you want to know. The first person who killed me, it was Gaia. And he runs away. I was like, bro. He hit him at one last F you. Or he ran away. Thor starts freaking out. He's like, Gaia, tell me. What are you talking about? And then he's gone. Everyone else is relieved, but Thor's freaking out. Even though Thor looks calm on the outside, he's freaking out his head. You can't tell that his mom's alive. He just hasn't been to Asgard or Earth, or is she in prison? He doesn't know. But we know that she's just somewhere, chilling out. To be honest, she's kind of an asshole so far. It looks like.
Aww.
But Thor finally makes up with Beta Ray Bill. They kind of been on the outs since Thor broke his hammer, being an asshole in the last one.
Yeah. Yep.
But Beta Ray Bill at this point has the Twilight Sword of Surtur, so he doesn't really need the hammer. He's way stronger than he ever been. But they make peace, and Beta Ray Bill, like, even though our bond is fractured, if you need help, I'll still show up.
Oh.
He gets a little moment with Valkyrie. He sends her on his way. She's like, I've been doing the job of Valkyrie, obviously, but there's a soul that Odin brought back, and that's how I knew to be here. And he was like, who did Odin revive from, Valhalla? And it's Scourge, I believe his name is. The bald-headed dude with the gun.
Scourge.
And him and Enchantress are at Roxxon with the Ox dude who owns Roxxon, and they just bought Marvel Comics. And that's how the book ends.
Scourge. Wait, is he the character dressed in all white?
Nah, he's the bald dude from Ragnarok that had the AKs.
Oh, wait, that's the Executioner, isn't he?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've got his tagline, so I'll just play. I can say the name.
Oh, okay. I was like trying to think back. Oh, okay. Well, it makes sense if you have Enchantress and you would need to bring back Executioner, So
yeah, it was just weird because Odin brought him back. So it's like, why did he let this happen? So we're gonna find that out next issue, which is out, but I didn't want to read it.
Gotcha. We'll save it for next week. But hey, Executioner can do the things Thor can't be seen doing.
Yep.
But,
so whose side is he on? He gonna fall back in his following Enchantress, doing whatever she wants, or is he gonna uphold Odin's mission? Whoever it turns out to be.
In all fairness, who wouldn't want to do anything Enchantress wants?
Knowing that you just want to have sex with Thor, though, I probably wouldn't. But I tagged you to the photo of old Thor in his Thor armor.
Ooh, let me see.
I miss Taika Waititi, bro.
Boo! Okay, I'm seeing it, Austin. Oh man, that looks dope, man. Yeah.
No, like he's so impossibly tall, bro. It's hard, trying to describe the scale of what's going on.
Hey, that's Frost Giant size for you, man. But yeah, it sounds super. How can I say this? Like epic, like in terms of what Thor's world would be, or intense.
Yeah, I know people hate the stigma of Thor always losing, but at least like in this book, he's fighting threats that'll be realistic for him to lose against. I guess it's not like Avengers where those guys showed up in the first. He would lose to that bird thing.
Yeah,
like, bro, are you supposed to have the powers like Odin at this point?
In all fairness, with that bird thing, she was holding a bunch of civilians hostage in that situation.
There was a reason, to be fair. It's just people so
Yeah.
far who I see, especially on TikTok, you're like, well, Thor's just losing again.
Well, at least he's not. His hammer isn't being a beat to him, you know. So come on, take the wins that you can have, audience. You know.
Sounds kind of woke.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Anyway, good issue. Yeah, definitely gotta talk about the next one. So, all right. Any final thoughts before we move on, Austin?
I am feral.
No, who turns it? Oh,
My turn.
I wish I could keep
My
going, but I guess it's Spider-Man
one.
time. Of all people.
Yeah, it's a superior discussion about to
Anyways,
happen.
audience, if you want to bother me, go bother me on Twitter. I'm talking about Adam Frankenstein right now.
We're talking about Superior Spider-Man number 4. So going out of what happened last issue, Otto, concluded that this Supernova, she's a person Peter couldn't beat, but it's a person that I was able to beat as Superior Spider-Man. So for the good of Anna Maria, I must take your body once again, Peter Parker. I just like Peter's reaction. He's like, motherfucker, mother beeper. I basically came into this gift wrap for you because I'm wearing the Superior Spider-Man costume and everything. But anyway, they have a battle within Peter's mind, and this is kind of like deja vu from the battle they had, during the early days of Superior Spider-Man, which is all mental, and Otto brings in his his Sinister 600 to help his battles, while Peter brings in all his friends and family to help him in this fight. Hey, you even see Spider Boy right beside Peter, So yeah, you guys don't.
Bro,
You guys
even in his mind, he tried to get his sound killed.
Well, he has Aunt May literally right next to him, ready to fight his battles for him. So what should I say?
Make it fight, bro. I'm telling you, I see it.
And then people see Peter as reckless for bringing Aunt May to the wedding with all those crime boxes. Then like. But anyway, so both Peter and Otto agree to a truce where this is just going to be a fight between themselves, right? And what better place than a wrestling ring? The first place Peter ever fought someone with his own powers. The first place he ever wore a mask. And the first place he ever was in a fight and won. And then Otto's like, oh, okay, you want to play that game, all right? Then let me.
You mean he never wore a mask for Halloween?
A mask as a superhero. Well,
there you go.
Okay.
No,
Anyway,
he just did like people like Albert Einstein and dumb choices like that.
Yep. And anyway, Otto's like, okay, I see. Okay, if you want to go that classic, then fine. I will be going as the very first design I ever was in. Where he was in his white laboratory coat, and the tentacles came out of his ribs. Yeah, he's like saying, "Oh, deja vu, isn't it, Mr. Parker?" And as you recall, in our very first encounter, I won. So let's repeat this.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Otto. I don't remember. Like, I have been through so many fights. I don't remember what this is.
Wow, dude.
You fought 135 times just to remember the first time.
Like every special occasion. I'm sorry.
Yeah. But anyway, Peter does have a different response. He's like saying, well, I'm more of a round 2 sort of guy anyway. So they fight, and every blow they have, they're basically changing costumes that they had throughout the years, I kind of like that little design all the way up until the point where we see Otto, like, he's in basically a life support system. The moment where his body was officially about to die out. Yeah. He's like, well, no, he wants to psych Peter out, saying, "Look at what your righteous heroism has done to me. All the years of brutal beatings you caused me have caused me to be at this state. Don't you remember, Parker? This is what you did with great power. Like, and Peter's like,
doing evil
I
shit.
what was that, Jake?
Stop you from doing evil shit? Yeah, I'm pretty proud of it.
All that power in such irresponsible hands, but it will be in my hands once again. Peter's like, no, never again. So they continue fighting, and that's when they bring up Supernova, and like Otto's like, I'm doing this for her. Peter thought, wait, Supernova? No, for Anna Maria. She's the one innocent person here that I have to save. And just to cut back to what Anna Maria's doing.
Wait. I was innocent. I had nothing to do with this. You fucking said, yo, bitch, you can't kill me.
No, but you beat me up, so you're not innocent because you stopped me. So like, okay.
That's nothing to do with the situation.
That's in the past. And we're looking towards the future. The future needs to have Anna Maria saved, you know? But anyway, you cut back briefly to Anna Maria. She actually does escape. Supernova does come back and like notices that she has escaped, and she's like, "Damn you, Anna Marconi!" But then we go back to the fight, right, between Otto and Peter. They're fighting each other. They continue like throwing verbal jabs. Otto is like, "I must become the superior Spider-Man once more," and Peter's like, keeps bringing up, "Look, we've been through this over and over, Otto. The last time she was in danger, you had to rely on me to get back the body. You made the sacrifice of getting rid of yourself in order to save Anna Maria." And then Otto's like, "No. I checked back. You saved Anna Maria with my gadgets and my resources. If I had
own suit."
Right.
What was that, Jake?
No, I was like, yeah, but you still told me to do it because I would have done it better. That's all. That's what I'm saying.
No, Peter, you used my spider bots, my nanotech, my superior ideas. If I had enough time, I would have been able to save everybody that day. But guess what?
Yeah, you had the time. You're not fast enough.
Yeah, but guess what, Peter? At the end, I won. I decided my fate. I'm still here. I'm still fighting. I found a way back, and I found a way to get the superior Spider-Man mantle back. I am Otto Octavius. You got your powers because of an accident, something that was out of your control. I built everything, you know.
God said so 1995.
Listen, he must not know about the Spider-Verse yet. He must.
He does know. He's with it.
No, he forgot.
But no, the fact is, the spider was something that Peter never created. That just bit him. But what Otto's trying to say is like, hey, my tentacles, they were my inventions. You know, I've grown over the years in my tech. You know.
Just because he can't walk like a normal person.
Hey. But anyway,
lazy doesn't make them better.
Yep. But anyway, as Otto is about to deliver the final blow to Peter, that's when someone grabs his hand. None other than Uncle Ben, as he smacks Otto in the face.
So I want to be like, "Get your hands off my nephew, Bill Gax."
No. He does say something akin to that. I read this. He does say something akin to that.
Oh, damn, bro. Okay.
Yeah, he's like, "Get your hands off my
boy."
Yep, that's what it is. So Otto's like, "Hey, wait. We agreed this was a fight between me and you, no one else." And Peter's like, "Wait, I don't have control over this." But it turns out, like, you remember the persona of Dr. Peter Parker?
The book, by the way. This part right here.
Peter Parker, that persona in history is still inside Peter.
What?
Go ahead, Austin.
That whole other life that Peter lived when he didn't have powers, and that's like the other one, for some reason still in Peter's body when it shouldn't be.
The memories are still there, and that's enough of a persona to take action.
Okay.
His real memories was supposed to overwrite these.
I guess there's like fragments in there. I guess it's like
No,
Kingdom
it's a
Hearts.
full thing for some reason, Jake.
No,
It's
no,
a full thing.
no. I mean,
Even this Uncle Ben is the Uncle Ben that lived a life with the other Spider-Man, not the
well,
Uncle Ben that Peter is.
it's like Kingdom Hearts rules, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's like, listen, I forgot it, but my heart remembers.
No,
Okay?
it just Dan
yeah,
Slott. It
yeah.
just Dan Slott's wanting to reference his own work.
No. I
Mhm.
get it. It's dumb. I'm just like, I'm just saying, like,
Gotcha.
so we can fix it. All right.
But anyway, between that, it takes Spider-Man and Peter Parker to team up with one final blow to finally punch Otto Octavius out of the mind. So yeah, they go back into the real world. Peter Parker gets out of the machine. He's like, "Say, oh, you have a lot of explaining to do for this, Otto." And Otto's like, "No, you are correct. Anna Maria is in grave danger, and she needs the superior Spider-Man to save her.
All I did
You are the superior Spider-Man." Like, damn it. Huh?
Dan Slott doing a whole story just to end up right back where the story started.
I just like the idea that like Peter gets up. He's like, "You have a lot of explaining to do," and then like Otto backhands him back unconscious with his arm.
Oh. But anyway, so Peter has a Takano Jutsu moment where he's like saying, I know we still need to put our differences aside. We still need to save Anna, but here's the thing: you can't save her as Superior Spider-Man, but you can save her as Dr. Otto Octavius. I can't do this
What if
without
I don't
you.
want to save her now?
Hey, Peter knows who Otto is in the heart, you know. So
Yeah, an asshole who just tried to take over his mind and is still out killing people.
to save a woman, you know.
So wait, okay. So is this called Superior Spider-Man not to continue that run, but just it's the title of the story. Like, who is the Superior Spider-Man? Is that what this is? Like,
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it's a spiritual continuation of it, you know.
Dan
Okay,
Slott refused to let an idea go, so he just keeps wanting to bring it up and reference so it's fresh in people's minds.
hey,
So
Austin.
it's more likely to be adapted next time Spider-Man stuff come around again.
Hey, Austin. In all fairness, it's actually Marvel who went up to Dan Slott to say, "Yeah, it's the anniversary of Superior Spider-Man. Can we have you writing the Superior Spider-Man book?" And he said, "Okay, whatever."
Yeah, he already wanted to do this, and he was gonna have. Yeah, look, credit. Them offering him a book is just the only reason this isn't happening in Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
am I crazy or wasn't this book hated? This original Superior Spider-Man hated till like I think the end. I guess. I guess
It was hated,
It warmed
it was
up.
mostly hated because everything up to the final arc was weird as shit. Like having Doc Ock jack off into Peter's mind of MJ, and then having Peter have to watch Doc Ock fuck his aunt. Like all this shit was dumb.
It took a
But when you
while.
got to the final arc of him like Doc Ock losing his stuff and actively like trying to be a hero and losing his mind, trying to save Anna Maria, and like all that stuff is good. Like there's good stuff in this book. It just the whole front part of this book is like has so much weird stuff that people don't like reading.
It took a while.
Marvel and Tornado was like, "Man, let's do the anniversary of the back half of your story."
It took a while for Superior Spider-Man to settle with all fans, just like it'll take a while for Spider-Boy to settle with all fans. You'll love Spider-Boy one of these days, which...
No, give me more Web Weaver and Spinstress, and then we'll talk.
Okay, but...
Or give me more Adam Frankenstein. I'm not asking for much right now.
Gotcha.
However,
anyway,
let Spider-Boy be the son of Spencer. There you go.
No, that doesn't make any sense. Can we move on?
No, like I'll at least bring up this last point. Like, I like Peter's ideas, like saying, like, okay, no one knows more about Supernova's power at the moment than you do, Otto. You are going to be the cornerstone of saving Anna Maria in this. So yeah, let's team up. I think it will be funny and weird as hell if, like, in the next issue, Otto does go back to being Superior Spider-Man, but he's wearing the suit in the body he's in right now.
Can't wait for him to go back and kill people next week, and Spiderman be like, "Oh my God, what happened?"
So now
Nah,
that so now he has the memories and he has the lesson replanted in his head from this experience, is he just going to be a good guy now?
Just wait until Mephisto comes in by the end of this. He's like, "Oh no! You made a deal with me, Otto. No character progression."
Realistically, once he remembered all this, I don't even know why this even escalated so far. But I'm just like,
He's looking at the end game. He needs to save Anna Maria in this, you know.
him knowing the lesson doesn't change the fact that he was naturally an asshole.
no,
Mhm.
but he remembered all the way. Did he not go through a change of heart by the end of the original story? I didn't read it. I didn't care for it. So did he not go through a change of heart?
Well, in the
Well,
very final,
kinda, but like he immediately gave up the body, but we couldn't really see what he was going to do afterwards. Like if he was
I
still
think
alive.
I think we're all forgetting one key thing, right? The last time, the final moment of Otto going from Superior Spider-Man to Doc Ock was dealt by Mephisto. So, you never know.
A
Like he's
fun
still pulling.
Mephisto.
Yeah,
Boy
Mephisto could be pulling
Mephisto.
some. Yeah, Mephisto could be pulling some strings along the side. Like I'm never gonna make Otto progress as a character ever again. We made a deal. you know.
Wait, Jake, I just remember he kind of did. Like right after that event happened, he had to save Aunt May from being attacked by the Green Goblin Zone, and
hmm
he did that his own free will. But he was still like he was going around killing people
Oh,
before like the thing happened.
okay. Well, there you
Hey,
go.
he's break some eggs to make an omelet. Come on, that's a good looking omelet. All right.
All right, let's get on in there.
Is it my turn?
Yes.
I get to talk about another James Tynion, the fourth book, aka Universal Monsters Dracula issue 4, the final issue of this miniseries. And
Go.
James, if you're watching this, I know
Why
you're
is it
not,
the
but if you're
final?
watching this, please go look at the tweets I've been tagging you in on Twitter. Please
hmm
go look at those tweets. I have so many questions and I have so many praises. Go read
Yeah.
this book. First of all, it's only 4 issues. You can get it done in like an hour. But anyways, we're starting off in the holding cell of our boy Renfield, the goat Renfield, because he's great. We love him. And basically, he explains that he was a man once, but he got greedy. He wanted something fantastical, like he got to go to Eastern Europe to discover new things. But guess what? It obviously didn't turn out the best for him now,
Okay.
like keep in mind he's under Dracula's influence and control and everything like that, and he's explaining that, oh yeah, like he used to be a man once, but when he got to Dracula's castle, it was just like Dracula's brides came out, like started whispering stuff into his ears and everything, and basically,
Ooh,
I know, I
No.
wonder what they could have been saying. But Dracula did cast them away because why would he let the brides have anything, Like, come
Mhm.
on, man. This is Dracula we're talking about. Anyway, so Dracula would give him purpose, power, stuff that he wants, Which, okay, bitch, you're eating flies. You're eating flies, bitch. I don't want to hear
Mhm.
shit. Love you. I don't want to hear shit. You're eating flies.
yep.
Anyway, so basically he leaves his cell or whatever, goes to the top of the building he was staying at, looking at the moon or the sun or whatever the fuck that is. No, Discord, shut the fuck up. Anyways, so he's thinking about Mina, the one person that was ever nice to him, and he's like, I don't want this to happen to her and everything. And then guess what? We see this red smoke type blood thing, and guess what? It was Dracula from a distance because he can never be face to face, Like, okay. And Renfield's like, Master, is that you? Is that really you? Like, no, I would never dare defy you, Like, ooh, I get a gift. Like, what's the gift? And keep in mind, I'm going to be 100% real with you. Dracula has not had a singular line in this entire book. And I think that really helps his case here. Most of
No.
what Dracula
Okay.
says, I guess you could say, is through telepathy and what Renfield says out. So you could probably figure it out. It's kind of similar to like Groot in that way, but Dracula doesn't say shit and he's not a tree. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Anyways,
He
so you
might
might
be.
be wondering, what is the gift that Dracula bestows onto Renfield? Well, he actually goes onto the top of the roof, right? And gives him a shit ton of rats. He gets a shit
No.
ton of rats to eat on. To munch, you know?
You guys terrible.
He gets flies and rats. He doesn't even get to be the best man
This guy's
at the
the worst.
wedding. Great. You know? And Renfield was like, like, they're for me, master? Like, you would give them all to me? I was afraid that you didn't care. Like, thank you so much. And keep in mind, during this, you can see Renfield's face, like, get more, like, bright white. And I feel like that should be important to point out. I don't know if that's actually important, but that's what I'm taking away from this. He's more under Dracula's control when his face is brighter. So, yeah. And then we get the 2-page splash art of Dracula's castle. It's actually pretty cool. Too lazy to send pictures. Anyways, we cut over to Mina and her father, and they're chit-chatting, and Mina is now under Dracula's control, by the way, if you were curious, because her face, like, she's becoming super fucking pale, like, so fucking pale. And she's basically talking about how great Dracula is and all this other stuff, you know. And then we cut to a very creepy panel of Mina, and she says, and I quote, "Lucy always had her fun, didn't she? But I only imagined it. And now I imagine Count Dracula. I imagine him over me. I imagine his eyes, his power." And, like, her father is like, Mina, Jesus Christ. Like, damn. And, yeah, it's crazy. And keep in mind, remember that thing about the bright white face? Well, that actually works. My point still stands, you know?
Oh, okay,
and
okay.
she basically is like, oh, I belong to him now, and we're going to bring a new life to this dead world and everything like that. And then you get another panel of her with her face like bright white, with her eyes like red and all this other stuff, you know? Like, it's really creepy. It's pretty cool. And then we see Dr. Seward, who is Mina's father, and Van Helsing. They're chit-chatting about this whole thing, you know, and how they're gonna hopefully help her, you know. It's great. It's lovely, you know. And, like, that's basically their whole chit chat and everything. But guess what? It gets interrupted. You want to know what happened?
What?
Mina's fiance, her actual fiance, comes in and exclaims that she's gone. We don't know where the fuck she is. And then on the next page, we get a lovely piece of art where it's kind of like a stained glass panel, but instead of like stained glass, it's Mina going to Dracula and everything, and they're gonna get married. Yay! Just kidding.
Yeah.
But guess what? On the next page, we see Renfield go to the Abbey, which is where Mina is going right now, where she's at right now. And yeah, Harker, Jonathan Harker in this case, he's like, Renfield, what are you doing at the Abbey? And Ben Helsing is like, come, Mr. Harker, like, where else would he be going but to Dracula, you know? And so basically, he goes and finds Dracula and Mina, like, underground in the Abbey. And he's like, Master, I'm here. Like, you've taken her, as you said you would, you know, and all this other stuff. And he's like, I will keep you safe as you command, but please don't, like, hurt her or whatever, you know. And you hear someone calling out to Mina from the background, you know. And Renfield's like, shit. He's like, I didn't leave him here. I promise, master, you know. And this is like the first time that we actually get a good look at Dracula's face, is when he's glaring and showing his teeth to Renfield. That's like one of the only few times we get a good look at his face, like, in the book. And I love that. I love this whole book. You know. But anyways, and so Renfield is exclaiming that he's loyal to Dracula, you know, like, I didn't betray you, I promise, like, please don't kill me, you know. Keep in mind, his face is getting so bright white again, like, he's basically begging for mercy. And keep in mind, before he found out about Harker and Van Helsing and everything, his face was going back to, like, a lighter white, not a lighter white, but like a more reasonable white, you know. I guess. And that's hard to explain. It's hard to explain if you're not reading it. But basically, Dracula puts his hands around Renfield's neck, and Renfield's like, punish me, torture me, but please let me live. I can't die with all those lives on my conscience, with all that blood on my hands. And it's like, please, like, her blood, the one kind person, and I let you take her. Like, I believed you'd save me, but now I know. and he when he's bleeding out again, he's like, now I know. And then we see Mina look down at Renfield, and she just screams. She just screams because she's probably really upset over this. She was like, "Fuck," And so Harker is like, Mina, I hear her screaming. Like, we must not be too late. We have him trapped. Like, the day's about to come up.
Right.
And so Dr. Seward is basically like is looking after Renfield while Jonathan Harker and Abraham Van Helsing goes after Dracula and gets Mina, which is cool. And then keep in mind, the book ends out like this next scene is actually really impactful in my personal opinion. But basically, it's Renfield in Seward's arms, and he's like, "I'm sorry. There was a moment I might have saved her, but he promised me. It's like I wanted to save her. It's all this other stuff. Like I was always too small of a man. I think, I was always a little bug to him and everything. And Seward is like, quiet, Renfield, because like he's dying, he's bleeding out. Like I get it. And Renfield's like, I don't need medicine, Dr. Seward. I need grace. And in the next panel, Seward is like, I'm not a religious man, not like Abraham Van Helsing. And then we cut over quickly to Harker and Van Helsing where they open up a coffin and it's empty. And guess what? Mina is still alive. She's fine. She's okay. She's fine. Anyways, we cut back to Renfield and Seward. And Renfield's like, I don't need your prayers. I just need a little piece of your heart, your compassion, like your sweet Mina showed. And Seward's like, what is there to do, Mr. Renfield? Your master will be dead soon. I'm certain of it. Dracula's curse will soon leave London. Ooh, Dracula's curse? Is that a Castlevania reference? I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I just got a little too excited. Anyway, so we cut over to Harker and Van Helsing finding the specific coffin that Dracula is in. They open the coffin. And we see Dracula trying to control Van Helsing, but guess what? It doesn't work because he has a cross stake or whatever, cross knife, doesn't matter. And the one line that Dracula says in this entire book is Van Helsing, like really pissed off, like, and Van Helsing does the deed and stabs him and stakes him through the heart. And we get this really cool splash art and everything where we see Dracula in pain. We see the blood and everything with like not only like in his face, but also like the face of a bat, face of a wolf. You get the idea. And then we see Dracula starting to fade into ashes. Yeah, it's actually a really cool piece of art. Like I'll send pictures later, but it's really, really awesome. I love the artist so much. Martin Simmons, you're great. Shout out to you, man. Anyways, so we cut back to Renfield and Seward. Because, of course we do. We have to tie up that loose end, And Renfield's like, you live in the world and you believe that? Like, I was like nothing before all this. Dracula isn't a man. Dracula is immortal forever. Whatever happens in the crypt below doesn't matter. He will have the world. But you will have your daughter, I hope. And guess what? They get Mina back and she's fine now. She's not under Dracula's influence anymore. So it's fine. And Renfield's like, and I will have, like, will you give me grace, doctor? Will you forgive me for what I have done? Will you look upon me as a man, not a bug? And Seward's like, Renfield, of course I forgive you. And Renfield, in his dying breath, says, I am still damned, but I am damned a human, not some other thing. Thank you. And the book ends off with Dr. Seward carrying Renfield's lifeless body out of the crypt with this really warm, like with the sun coming out from behind them in this really warm tone, because this is the most warm tone panel of this entire book, and I think that's very powerful in this whole thing, and that's where the book ends. And the next book is The Creature from the Black Lagoon, if you guys were curious.
Overall, listen, you talk to this book every week. It sound like a better version of the movie, because I've seen the movie, like the original movie recently. No, like I see like people like this for this time. This movie's kind of.
It's a really good book. It's only 4 issues. I do recommend it. It is such a good book. Like I love that Dracula doesn't like he's an impending force and he is very important to the plot, but he doesn't technically do much in it. And that's not the best way to put it, but I do really like what they did with Dracula in this. And James, please reply to my stuff on Twitter, man. I want to talk about your books so much, please. They're so good.
Aw.
They're so good. I recommend Christopher Chaos and Dracula to you guys and the audience. They're so good. I wouldn't be talking all these graces if I wasn't kidding. You know, this book is really good. The art really ties everything together.
Which, if it makes it feel better, I think this is going to be the best vampire-themed book we'll get this year. And we're getting over 50 vampire books this year too. So
I don't know. Really like the indie comics, man. It might be okay.
Like that's why I really like a lot of the indie comics, because they're allowed to like delve into different storylines and all this other stuff. And like, yeah, this is based off of specifically Universal Monsters Dracula, but it's very creative with their storytelling. And and this is a really good standalone book compared to like the movies or anything like that. Because if you haven't seen the movie, like any of the movies, you'll be fine. You know, like
better
I really do recommend it.
Movie, to be honest.
Yeah. But anyways, I really liked this issue. This was a really good, impactful issue, especially the scenes between Seward and Renfield. It really shows Renfield's humanity, especially over the course of these 4 issues, you know? Because at first he was like fully under control of Dracula, and then over time no, literally he was willingly eating flies, and then over time, especially when Mina came to visit him and showed her humanity, it really opened up his eyes, and he was able to get some forgiveness and die as a man, but not as something else. And I think that's very powerful in my personal opinion. I don't know. I think I had some pretty good books this week and last week. But yeah, go read this book. Go read Christopher Chaos and go read Alan Scott Green Lantern, because I said so. I will talk about The Devil That Wears My Face next week.
Okay. Now, Austin, finish up the last book of the night.
Oh, okay. I forgot I said this. So,
you've been waiting to talk about this book, and he leaves? Really? Like,
wow, Austin! Wow.
He wanted to replace his Thor pick with Duke.
Hey, that's my brother's name.
Yeah. Oh, the Duke.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the last book. Go ahead, Austin, while you're still here.
Bro, I think God said no. But I'll try. It starts off with Duke, but people don't know he's for returning and new people, Duke discovered there's a conspiracy going on about Transformers. The government knows that they're here. They don't really know a lot about them. Duke had a first-hand experience with Starscream, who's way more brutal in this timeline, and killed his partner. And the government trying to gaslight him, saying, "Hey, yo, bro, what are you talking about? That's not real. Calm down. Go home. It's over. You're done." But some other people seem to know there's some Transformer stuff going on. And funny enough, this book opened up with who's this guy? What's this guy's name again? Some dude reading about Duke and that he's wanted for murder is another former G.I. Joe person. That's why I'm trying to figure out the name. I forget they go by like dumb code names, bro. I hate them. I hate some of them, to be fair. But he's at the junkyard. And it's the junkyard from the Transformer movies, the one that Cade owned.
Okay.
Like, has the same name and stuff. But as he's thinking, he's reading the paper, seeing his trailer. Duke just casually walks to his house. And the guy turns around, "What the? Conrad?" Because for some reason, Duke's real name is Conrad something.
No.
And it took me 20 years to find that out.
Better late than never, man.
But Cryptid, they give Duke and this guy the Predator handshake.
What?
So Arnold and the guy like grip their arms like it's that panel.
That's a bro arm shake right there.
And I just thought that was hilarious. That's the reference. But I'm trying to find this guy's name, so I don't keep scrolling. Clutch. This is Clutch from G.I. Joe. You find out Clutch got his girlfriend. She walks out. She hears a scream. This is funny because he's trying to introduce Duke to his girlfriend, and he can't remember her name, and she slapped the shit out of Clutch.
Aww.
She was a baddie too. He fumbled the bag.
Damn.
It was sad.
Damn.
Duke's arm suddenly gives out. Like he starts clutching in pain. But I forgot he got shot at the last issue. It's been a minute since we returned to Duke. So he's just been acting like he was okay in front of the guy's girlfriend. He want to, freak her out. But he's hurt. They carry him back to the room. The guy performed surgery on him. Clutch was the doctor from G.I. Joe. If you don't remember.
Yeah.
They do surgery, get the bullet out, but he starts looking into Duke's pockets and like tech and all this other stuff, and he finds a map that leads somewhere. The map came from last issue, but someone sent this guy this box. Oh, wait, what are you talking about?
Sorry, I was looking for specific. I was like looking to get some screenshots of Dracula, and I just noticed that in the first issue, the book starts off with Renfield and Dr. Seward, and in the fourth issue, it ends with Dr. Seward and Renfield. I just wanted to bring that up. I'm so sorry. I just realized
it's like
that.
Poetry, right?
I'm so sorry. I just realized that.
It's fine. But because right now we just a lot of talking, so you ain't stopped anything. But as they're talking, chilling out, people don't remember, 2 other former G.I. Joe members were sent after them. Names I can't remember right now. I hate code names, bro. They're so dumb. But these are 2 we know, so that's the worst part. It works when you blank on people you actually know. But it's a sniper and a guy with the machine gun, like the like actual real G.I. Joe like cartoon people.
Yeah.
But they are lighting Duke and Clutch up. They are going through it in this field trying to survive. But I guess that will happen when you fight the G.I. Joe. Like they don't take no prisoners.
Don't
they
mess
finally
with
corner Duke to try to turn him in.
Yeah.
What was you about to say?
No. Go ahead.
They corner Duke to try to turn him in. And Duke's like, what makes you think you will take me in? And the reason that's funny, because he said it to the black dude. So I thought the way the black dude kind of reacts makes it seem like he thought it was like a racial thing for some reason.
Oh.
But he didn't. It was just funny looking.
Gotcha.
But Duke clearly beat up. He's still hurting for the bullet wound. He tried to take a fight. The guy casually dodges, like Captain America just leans.
Wow.
And he roundhouse kicks Duke in the mouth, bro.
Oh wow.
The man spits blood all over the floor. And then the guy said, I had high hopes for you, Duke. I can't believe you turned out like this. And then he boot stomps Duke out.
How can you betray America?
Yeah, because that's basically what people think he did. They take Duke and a Clutch in, which is funny because Clutch didn't do anything except for defend his home at this point. But they take him down, and you already know down here is in prison. Well, you don't know, but in prison down here is the Baroness, who I guess isn't called the Baroness yet.
Yeah.
But it's like a G.I. Joe prison. It's like under their base.
Yeah.
And yeah, it ends with the Baroness in prison with short hair. And I was like, she said, you want freedom, I want freedom. Let's work together. And it was like, are you already with Hydra at this point then? Like, weren't you arrested for before Hydra? What were you doing? And she don't seem to be they don't seem to recognize her voice like when they first see her. So I don't think she was a former G.I. Joe in this timeline.
Oh.
Maybe they're doing the movie thing where she was like Duke's ex-girlfriend at some point or something. But it just heavy duty or hard duty or something. That guy. Him and
Okay.
another guy.
Heavy duty.
Yeah. Heavy duty and his partner for the cartoon are the one that apprehended in this book.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot about his books. I was really prepared to talk about it. You know, I asked for it to be on it.
Oh, come on.
But I was tired, bro. I forgot I said that.
You wanted to replace Thor with this, man. Dang it.
I don't know. It was a good thing I remember more Thor than this, right? That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Go ahead.
Don't worry. Next time I'll ask to be prepared. But yeah, it's with Baroness Tang and Alola. It's a team up. And she's in a crop top and yoga pants. I'm like, bro, what was she doing when she got put in prison? What's happening here? But that's it. The apprehension of Duke. So the next issue will be him breaking out and most likely him running to a Transformer again. But we'll be returning back to the Energon universe next week. We've got Transformers number 6, where we get to find out the fight between Optimus and Megatron in that past.
Yay.
We're going to see our first full fight with Megatron in the timeline.
Yay.
Also, one more thing before we finish off tonight. I just saw a picture of Princess Yue from the new Avatar show. And say what you want about the M. Night Shyamalan movie. At least they put some budget into the wigs.
Thank you. Exactly. It's like that for a lot of ways. Like, I don't know if we're going to review the Avatar show, people. But I'm telling you just right now, it's just them trying to do like the anime without any side stuff. So everything's super fast paced. It's okay. So far, it hasn't been a bad adaptation, but you can just watch the cartoon if you really want to. Let me honest.
We'll save it for when we discuss it. But anyway, yeah, audience.
Go read the books I recommend.
Yep.
Yeah, go read every book that Witch recommended, and only read Duke for me. I don't want you to read Thor. I'll read Thor.
Yep. And Jake, be prepared to open up Fantastic Four for our next discussion, man. When the next comic comes out.
I make no promises.
No, you got Fantastic Four and Sonic. That's your thing.
Those are your only 2 books, my guy.
And Spider-Boy, because we all need more Bailey Briggs in our lives. So. All right, guys. Which you want to close out?
Yeah, I'll close out for you guys. First of all, again, subscribe to the YouTube channel. This is where all the videos are going to be. Sorry about last week. Again, but we came back better than ever. You know, it's all good. You can also follow us on Twitter. That's where all the updates on everything are going to be, and we'll keep you updated on everything and all that jazz. You can, but if you want to follow me, your boy, you can follow me on Twitter at WitchofYoin with an E instead of a U. I've been posting a lot of stuff about Christopher Chaos and Dracula as of the past 30 minutes. So please go, interact with those posts, I guess you could say. If you want to follow me on TikTok and Instagram, I am a lot more active on TikTok, by the way. You can follow me at witch_of_Jotunheim on both of those. Yeah, and also, like I said, stay tuned for a potential project I'm working on with a friend of mine. So stay tuned for that. If you want to find Jake, he is currently hanging out with the Fantastic Four, especially Reed Richards. If you want to find Austin, he is a brick wall with a face. Yeah. So he's a brick wall with a face, so you can probably find him anywhere. You know how to summon cryptid, you get the idea. And if you want to find me, I don't know, I'll be chilling out in an abbey or in a cool ship/church place. Yeah. You have to figure out where I am.
You're not going to Canada?
No, not this week. I'll go next week.
Stick in America.
Yeah, but it's either between Canada, London, or wherever the fuck Christopher Chaos lives.
Gotcha. All right,
yeah, we gotta figure that out because I'm kind of interested now where the story taking place.
New Briar City. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, I need to know the location, bro. I need to draw me a map.
All right, audience. With that, closing it out.
Have a great night, guys. You can bother me on my socials if you want. Good night.
Bye.